There's a gentle truth about cats that many people never learn. They love far more deeply and far more quietly than we realize. And every day, they show tiny signals about what comforts them and what they secretly wish we did more often. Today, let's explore those quiet wishes together. Number 1. Slow blinks that last a little longer. Their quiet thank you ritual. There's something beautifully subtle about a cat's slow blink. Most owners know it's a sign of trust, but very few realize how meaningful it becomes when we slow blink back and hold it just a heartbeat longer. Cats read that tiny pause as calm presence, something they rarely get in a busy human world. Imagine this. Your cat is sitting across the room, watching you. Their eyes soften, their posture loosens, and they give you that gentle, half-lidded blink. Many people smile and move on, but your cat waits, just for a moment. They're hoping you return it, slowly, intentionally, almost like returning a quiet greeting. Cats don't crave constant petting or loud affection. What they really love is emotional stillness, moments where you meet them exactly where they are, without expectation. When you slow blink back, you're speaking their first language, safety. Here's something most people don't realize. Cats developed slow blinking as a way to communicate peace in situations that could otherwise be tense. In the animal world, closing your eyes on purpose means I feel safe with you, I'm not afraid. Humans rarely do this instinctively, which is why, when we learn to give slow blinks intentionally, it touches cats deeply. Try this the next time your cat settles near you. Soften your eyes, breathe gently, blink slowly, as if you're drifting into a relaxed thought. Then hold it, half a second longer than usual. Cats read that tiny pause as emotional warmth. And something even more interesting happens. Cats often respond with a full body release, whiskers softening, shoulders lowering, their tail curling closer to their side. Some will even walk toward you because in their mind, you just created a moment of trust strong enough to approach safely. This little ritual becomes even more meaningful for shy cats. The ones who hide under beds, the ones who don't want hands reaching toward them, the ones who trust gently and slowly. For them, a single slow blink returned by a calm human is like a doorway opening. It's small, but powerful. In time, this becomes a love language your cat will start offering more often. They'll seek eye contact instead of avoiding it. They'll watch your face, not your hands. And sometimes, if they're feeling especially brave, they'll blink twice, a soft, double, I'm happy you're here. It may not feel like much, but to your cat, this is one of the purest forms of connection they ever experience. And it's something they quietly wish we'd do more, slowing down, meeting their gaze, and returning their little offering of trust. Number 2. Setting up micro hiding spots, little places that let them breathe. Cats love hiding, but not always for the reasons people assume. It isn't fear, at least not most of the time. Cats hide because enclosed spaces regulate their emotions. The world becomes quieter, smaller, easier. And humans rarely create enough of these tiny sanctuaries. Imagine this, a small basket with a soft towel, a shoebox tucked partly under a table, a folded blanket beside the couch. Nothing fancy, just little pockets of safety. Cats adore them. Here's something most people don't realize. Cats don't need huge cat trees or elaborate tunnels to feel secure. What they truly love are micro hiding spots, places where only a small part of their body fits, or where their head can tuck in for a moment of silence. These spaces help regulate their nervous system, almost like meditation. Cats are masters at self-calming, but only if their environment gives them the chance. When they can slip into a small space, even for a minute, their breathing changes, their pupils soften, their muscles return to baseline. It's a reset button that humans unintentionally take away when homes are too open. Imagine a normal day for your cat. Footsteps, doors, voices, sudden movements, unfamiliar scents. It's a lot to process for an animal built for quiet forests and safe dens. Offering small hiding spots is like offering emotional rest, something cats cherish deeply. Here are a few simple examples. An empty bookshelf spot, a blanket draped over the corner of the couch, a small crate with the door left open, a low box near a sunny window, even a hoodie placed on a chair. And there's something even more interesting. Cats love rotating hiding spots. They rarely stick to just one. They move between several depending on mood: playful, anxious, sleepy, observant. So instead of one big setup, several microspots scattered throughout the home give them emotional choice. This matters more than people think. Choice gives cats a sense of control, and control builds confidence. A shy cat becomes braver. A bold cat becomes calmer. A stressed cat begins to decompress. When cats don't have hiding spaces, they develop subtle signs of tension: over-grooming, staring into corners, sitting in doorways instead of resting, pacing in the evening, sudden irritability. These aren't bad behaviors, they're coping strategies. But when humans offer small, intentional hiding spots, the shift is remarkable. Cats play more. They rest longer. They socialize more freely because they know they can retreat anytime they need. Creating these spaces isn't a chore. It's an act of love, a quiet one, but powerful. And it's something your cat wishes you did a little more often, offering small pockets of peace in a world that feels too big sometimes. Number 3. Talking to them in a soft, low voice, their favorite kind of human sound. Cats understand far more of our voice than we give them credit for. Not the words themselves, but the music inside them, the softness, the rhythm, the intention. And what many owners rarely do is speak to their cats in a calm, low, steady tone, the kind that makes them feel safe. Imagine this. You're moving around the house, doing ordinary things. Your cat watches you from a chair, not asking for anything, just curious. When you pass by, you say something gentle. "Hi, sweetheart," or "There you are," in a soft, warm tone. It's simple, nothing dramatic. But to your cat, it's grounding. Here's something most people don't realize. Cats prefer deeper, slower sounds. High-pitched baby talk overstimulates some cats. Loud, fast speech confuses them. But a low, steady voice feels like emotional shelter, something close to the gentle hums mother cats use with kittens. Cats are emotional sound interpreters. They read tension. They read softness. They read attention. And when humans speak softly, cats adjust their posture almost instantly, ears angling toward you, tail slowing, pupils relaxing. Some cats will do something even more interesting. They'll blink in rhythm with your voice, syncing their body to your calmness. Others will chirp back. Some will simply sit a little closer, not enough to be obvious, but enough to show they feel comforted. When people talk to their cats with warmth, something subtle shifts. Anxious cats come out sooner. Lonely cats vocalize more confidently. Senior cats relax their joints and settle. Young cats stop hyper-scanning the room. Even aloof cats become more emotionally present. And here's another rarely known truth. Cats can tell when your voice is meant specifically for them. They respond differently to your regular speaking voice than to your cat voice. They learn tone long before they learn their name. Try forming a tiny habit. Each time you pass your cat, say something gentle. A small greeting, a warm phrase. Even a soft humming sound works. Your cat doesn't expect a full conversation, just a moment of acknowledgement. This matters deeply to indoor cats, who spend most of their time observing silently. When humans speak gently, it breaks their quiet isolation in a soothing way. Imagine this. Your cat is lying in another room. You call them softly, not to demand anything, just to say hello. They may not come right away, but your voice lingers in their world like a soft thread connecting you. Talking to your cat isn't silly. It's emotional communication. It tells them they're part of your life, not just a silent presence in the background. This tiny habit becomes one of their favorite things, a sound of belonging that they rarely receive as gently as they wish. Number 4. Letting them sniff everything first. Their version of trust. Cats live through scent more than sight or sound. For them, the world is made of invisible stories, and the only way they understand those stories is by sniffing. What many owners forget is that cats love being given time to smell new things, without interruption. Imagine this. You bring home a new object, a bag, a plant, a box. Your cat approaches, curious but cautious. Most people pick it up, move it, or shoo the cat away because they're in the way. But the moment you pause, the moment you let your cat investigate freely, they feel acknowledged. Here's something most people don't realize. When cats sniff something new, they aren't just smelling it. They're reading emotional information. Is this safe? Who touched this? Where did it come from? Does it belong in our territory? And here's the part owners rarely consider. Cats feel disrespected when they aren't allowed to investigate. It's not human disrespect, it's territorial disruption. Cats want to understand the scent story before the object becomes part of their environment. Allowing sniffing time is one of the clearest ways to show trust. Try this the next time you come home. Place your bags on the floor. Sit back for a moment. Let your cat explore freely. Don't touch them, don't rush them, don't redirect. Cats adore being given control. Not dominance, just emotional choice. And there's something even more interesting. When you let your cat sniff your hands before petting them, the interaction becomes smoother. They feel prepared. They know your current scent, where you've been, who you touched, what you carried. This reduces overstimulation and increases affection. This matters especially for sensitive or easily stressed cats. Some cats react poorly to being touched out of nowhere because the sudden, unfamiliar scent triggers micro-survival instincts. A brief sniff resets everything. Letting cats smell new things also supports mental enrichment. Even a simple grocery bag carries dozens of scents: paper, ink, plastic, food, other people. For a cat, this is intellectual stimulation. Imagine your cat spending a few minutes slowly inhaling every corner of a bag. Their whiskers forward, their tail low but curious, their body relaxed. This is them learning, processing, enjoying. When humans rush them, they lose a meaningful part of their emotional world. Letting your cat sniff at their own pace is one of the simplest acts of love. Quiet, respectful, and deeply meaningful. A gesture cats quietly hope we'd offer more often. Number 5. Offering warmth in small ways. A blanket, a lap, a sunlit spot. Cats are drawn to warmth not just for comfort, but for emotional security. Warmth feels safe. Warmth feels familiar. And owners often underestimate how much cats love when humans intentionally create warm, cozy spaces just for them. Imagine this: a folded blanket you place beside you on the couch, not for you, but for your cat. You pat it gently, then go back to what you were doing. No pressure, no calling them over, just a quiet invitation. Many cats adore this subtle act. Here's something most people don't realize. Cats are constantly searching for micro-warm zones. These don't need to be hot, just slightly warmer than the surrounding air. It reminds them of sleeping in soft nests as kittens. It signals safety. Warmth calms their heartbeat. Warmth relaxes their joints. Warmth encourages emotional openness. Some owners create one warm spot, but cats love several. Think of it like emotional choice again. A blanket near your legs, a cushion left in a sunbeam, a towel placed on a quiet chair, a heated pad on its lowest setting, even a sweater you wore earlier. Cats don't just love warmth, they love warmth that carries your scent. And there's something even more interesting. Cats often test a warm spot before fully committing. They'll put one paw on the blanket, then the second. They pause, almost listening to the spot. They're checking not temperature, but emotional permission. A yes from a cat looks like this. They turn in a slow circle. They knead softly. They tuck their paws under. Their eyes half close. Warmth becomes trust. Some cats prefer laps, but only when it's offered without expectation. A lap forced on a cat becomes pressure. A lap offered gently becomes comfort. Try sitting quietly with a blanket over your legs, and watch how your cat senses the invitation, not the demand. Warmth is healing for older cats too. It soothes joints. It eases stiff mornings. It reduces restlessness at night. For younger cats, warmth helps regulate overstimulation. After bursts of zoomies or play, warm spots bring their energy back down in a healthy way. Imagine this. Your cat walks into a room and finds a small blanket you placed there earlier. They settle into it almost instantly, as if it was waiting just for them. They didn't ask for it. You didn't call them over. You simply understood their quiet preference. These small choices build emotional closeness in a way cats truly cherish. Because warmth, in all its forms, is one of the simplest, softest ways to say, "I'm here. This space is safe for you." Number 6. Respecting their arrival rituals, the quiet moments cats use to reconnect. There's a gentle pattern many cats follow when their human enters a room, a kind of arrival ritual. Some circle your legs, some stretch before approaching, some walk away first, then come back slowly. These moments seem small to us, but to cats, they are emotionally meaningful. And most owners don't realize how much cats love when humans respect these little rituals. Imagine this. You step into the living room after being away for just a few hours. Your cat lifts their head, watches you, then walks toward you with quiet purpose. Before reaching you, they pause. Maybe they sniff the air, maybe they rub once on a nearby object, maybe they give a small, thoughtful blink. This isn't delay, it's preparation. Cats reconnect in steps. Here's something most people don't realize. Cats rarely approach their favorite humans directly. They prefer gentle transitions, signals that say, "I'm coming in peacefully." If we interrupt this process by lifting them quickly, talking loudly, or reaching down too soon, we unintentionally break the ritual. But when we let them complete it at their own pace, something beautiful happens. Your cat may circle you once or twice. They might lead you somewhere. They might pause, look up, and blink. Sometimes they approach the side of your leg before the front. Sometimes they simply sit near you for a moment before touching you. All of these are ways of saying, "I'm checking in. I'm reconnecting. I missed you in my own quiet way." Cats adore when humans stay still and simply let the moment unfold. Imagine this gentle routine. Your cat walks toward you. You stay still, soften your voice, and greet them softly. They rub against your ankle. They walk past you, then return for a second rub. Finally, they look up, relaxed and settled. You just participated in their ritual, and they love that. There's something even more interesting. Cats often do permission rubs before accepting petting. They rub objects first, table legs, chairs, walls, not because they don't want you, but because they are preparing their emotional state. It's a grounding behavior. When humans slow down enough to notice this, the cat-human bond becomes genuinely deeper. No forcing, no grabbing, just gentle presence. Cats also reconnect through scent. Sometimes they sniff your shoes, your bag, or your clothes before greeting your face. This isn't avoidance, it's orientation. It's how they understand where you've been and whether your emotional scent feels normal. Respecting arrival rituals helps anxious cats feel safer. It boosts confidence in shy cats. And with affectionate cats, it makes their affection even softer, deeper, more trusting. Imagine this. You walk into a room and simply wait for your cat to finish their ritual. They lean in, rub their cheek, settle beside you, and you realize the moment feels peaceful, almost sacred. To a cat, this quiet respect means everything. And it's something they wish humans understood more often, the beauty of arriving slowly. Number 7. Creating predictable mini routines, the little patterns that make them feel safe. Cats love routine, but not in the dramatic sense people imagine. It's not about strict schedules or military precision. What cats truly cherish are mini routines, tiny, predictable moments woven into the day that help them feel grounded and safe. And most owners don't realize how deeply these little patterns matter. Imagine this. Every evening, as you settle on the couch, you lift one corner of the blanket. Not as a summons, just as a familiar gesture. Your cat knows this signal. Maybe they climb under the blanket. Maybe they curl beside you. Maybe they just settle nearby. But the point isn't the action, it's the predictability. Here's something most people don't realize. Cats don't rely on clocks, they rely on patterns. They memorize sequences, not hours. For example, human finished brushing their hair, now it's breakfast time. Human turned off the hallway light, now we settle in the bedroom. Human closed the laptop, now we cuddle a little. These moments aren't demands, they're comforts. Many routines regulate a cat's emotional rhythm. They reduce anxiety, they prevent overstimulation, and they help cats feel that life is steady. Something deeply important for an animal that hides stress so quietly. Imagine this gentle routine. You walk into the kitchen each morning and say softly, "Good morning," before you even touch the food bowls. Your cat begins associating that tone and that moment with safety. They stretch, they blink, they relax into the day. These small patterns build emotional security. There's something even more interesting. Cats often create their own mini routines around you, and they love when you respond to them. Maybe they always greet you on the staircase. Maybe they jump onto the bathroom counter while you brush your teeth. Maybe they nest on your lap when you watch the same show. Maybe they follow you to the bedroom every night at the same point in your evening. When humans ignore these patterns or react unpredictably, cats feel subtly unsettled. But when humans honor them, just with small gestures, cats feel seen. Mini routines also help with bonding. A cat that trusts routine becomes more affectionate, more vocal, and more confident. Try adding 1 or 2 quiet rituals. A good night phrase, a lunchtime check-in, a gentle morning greeting, a daily slow blink moment, a calm pause before meals. These tiny habits bring peace into a cat's world. Imagine this. Every night before turning off the lights, you kneel down, touch the blanket your cat sleeps on, and whisper, "Sleep well." You don't pet them. You don't wake them. You just acknowledge their presence. Over time, your cat begins expecting, even loving, this quiet moment. Mini routines aren't chores. They're emotional landmarks, soft signals that say, life is steady, you're safe, we're connected. And to your cat, that feeling is priceless.